The US Department of Homeland Security has until today to decide whether they will release Prince Harry's American visa application.
Yes, the
world is no stranger to Prince Harry and Meghan Markle's headline-making moves, but what we're about to dive into is perhaps one of the most shocking revelations of all. In recent days, the question has been raised, did Prince Harry lie? This time, it's not about family drama or royal duties. This is about something far more serious, his visa application. That's right, the Duke of Sussex's visa application is now under scrutiny, and some are wondering if Harry misrepresented important details in his paperwork. It's a story that's making headlines worldwide, and it has everyone asking the same question. What's really going on here? It all began innocuously enough. Meghan and Harry made their high-profile move to the United States after stepping down from their royal duties.
And so I think this is one of the remaining kind of departments that hasn't yet. They've said they've not made up their mind whether or not they will disclose these details. And obviously the hearing today, the judge has given them a period of time until today to make that decision. So I think it unlikely for various reasons, but I suppose we'll see in a few hours.
And like many public figures, they needed to apply for the proper visas to live and work in the country. There's nothing too unusual about that. After all, they were moving to California to build a new life outside the royal spotlight. However, what should have been a routine matter has now exploded into a full-blown scandal. Reports have surfaced suggesting that Prince Harry may have lied on his visa application, leaving many to question what he did or did not disclose to immigration authorities. The first hint of trouble came when it was revealed that Harry's visa application may not have been as straightforward as it initially seemed. According to multiple sources, the visa process for high-profile individuals like Harry is far from simple. The application typically requires an in-depth review of an applicant's background, including any history of criminal activity, drug use, or past issues with the law. This is where things get complicated. Prince Harry has been open about his past struggles with substance abuse. He has admitted to using drugs in his younger years, including cocaine and marijuana, and has spoken publicly about the impact those years had on him. The question is, did Harry fully disclose this part of his past in the visa application process? For many, the idea that Harry would omit such information raises some serious concerns. If Harry failed to disclose any details regarding his drug use or other aspects of his past, it could have serious implications. U.S. immigration law requires full transparency, especially when it comes to matters like drug use. Failure to disclose such information can lead to the denial of a visa application and in some extreme cases could even result in deportation. For a high-profile individual like Harry, this could also damage his reputation irreparably. The speculation about the contents of Harry's visa application has sparked heated debate, with some defending him and others questioning his integrity. Supporters argue that Harry has been honest about his struggles in the past and that he's worked hard to overcome his demons. They suggest that any errors in the application were purely oversights and not an attempt to deceive the authorities. They argue that, as a member of the royal family, Harry has faced intense media scrutiny for much of his life, and it's entirely possible that the constant pressure has caused him to be less meticulous when it comes to something as mundane as a visa application. However, others see it as more than just an oversight. Some claim that Harry and Meghan are so accustomed to the public eye that they've become numb to the consequences of their actions, believing that their fame and status could exempt them from the rules that govern ordinary citizens. At the heart of the controversy is the question of whether or not Harry lied on his visa application. Did he intentionally hide details about his past, including his substance abuse history, or was it simply an oversight in the paperwork? The implications are far-reaching. If it is discovered that Harry misled immigration officials, it could lead to severe consequences. Some legal experts believe that it could not only affect Harry's right to remain in the U.S., but also complicate his future efforts to work and travel internationally. This is particularly concerning for someone who has made his living off his public appearances, engagements, and media deals. As the story gained traction, the press began to dig deeper into Harry's background. It became clear that his drug use wasn't a small matter. It had been a significant part of his public life in his youth. Harry had made headlines in 2002 when he was photographed at a London nightclub after admitting to using cocaine. He later spoke openly about his struggle with addiction in his autobiography and in interviews, acknowledging the psychological toll it had taken on him. This only added fuel to the fire, with critics pointing to his past as proof that there were potentially significant omissions on his visa application. The big question now was, did Harry lie to American immigration authorities to gain entry into the country? While some critics have pointed to his past struggles with substance abuse as a red flag, others argue that Harry's past doesn't necessarily disqualify him from living and working in the U.S. In fact, many people with similar histories have gone on to have successful careers, as long as they are forthcoming and honest in their applications. The fact that Harry has been public about his drug use means that he's had the opportunity to explain his past in a way that could absolve him of any legal wrongdoing. But whether or not he did so during his visa application is still up for debate. There's also the question of whether Harry was advised on how to handle the visa process by his team, or if he made the decision.
But the thing is, he's been complaining with his legal case with the Home Office is that he doesn't receive enough security because of his status. Well, you know one thing, you don't help yourself when you talk about your Taliban kill count in your book, right? He is his own worst enemy, and this is another thing that just shows how really short-sighted he is as an individual.
It's a really serious right-wing group, but their 7-page submission to the government lists all the reasons why the government must instantly release Harry's visa applications and the rest. And of course, his problem really is that he's got a title which again counts against him in America. But having boasted so much about taking all these drugs and having boasted that he also shot the Taliban, 25 of them, we're dealing really at the moment with Harry, I think, looking pretty sad, even sadder than ever before.
To go it alone. Public relations experts have weighed in on the matter, suggesting that if Harry did indeed lie on his visa application, it could be a result of poor guidance or poor decision-making on the part of those surrounding him. In an era where public figures like Harry and Meghan are often advised by high-profile PR teams, the idea that something as important as a visa application could be handled carelessly seems both shocking and troubling. Meghan, too, could be implicated in this narrative, especially if her involvement in the decision-making process is seen as contributing to the potential omissions. As the story unfolded, it became clear that this was not just about a visa application. It was about Harry's credibility. His credibility had already been put to the test multiple times throughout his public life, with accusations of hypocrisy when he and Meghan criticized the royal family's handling of issues related to privacy, all while enjoying the perks of living in a multi-million-dollar mansion in California. The scrutiny of their lives continued to intensify after their decision to step back from royal duties, and this latest development only added to the ongoing debate about their integrity. Some fans of the Sussexes rushed to defend them, claiming that they were being unfairly targeted and that the accusations were based on false assumptions. However, there were others who felt that the latest revelations about Harry's visa application had exposed a significant flaw in their public image, a flaw that could have far-reaching consequences for their future. The American public, many of whom had previously embraced the Sussexes, started to take a closer look at their actions. Could they be trusted? Were they being honest about their intentions? Or had Harry's visa application revealed a lack of transparency that was too significant to ignore? These questions became the focus of public debate, with both sides of the argument passionately defending or criticizing the couple. As the investigation into Harry's visa application continues, the public remains divided. Will this controversy be enough to derail the couple's efforts to rebuild their image and regain public trust? Or is it just another chapter in the ongoing saga of Harry and Meghan's complex and often controversial journey? Only time will tell if the truth about Harry's visa application comes to light and whether it will have the power to change the way the public views the couple moving forward.